Hello and welcome to Alex Builds, and this is my massive 5-year vintage barn build project. I have been on a huge journey which started with an unloved and sloping bit of land at the front of my house and skills which you best describe as DIY level. I've had to learn on the job, which has included creating foundations, building stone walls, somehow putting up a 2.6 metre stone arch, constructing an oak timber frame, learning to operate some serious equipment and building a roof. And I've done it all myself. I've left all of the cock-ups in and how I problem solved my way out of them. Welcome to my DIY barn build.
What can only be described as my absolute mental finale. I'm going to attempt to turn this and then ideally two more pieces into a finial. What's a finial? Pointy thing at the front, at the top of the apex.
Yeah, trust me, the quality of the camera work nicely sets the tone for the quality of the craftsmanship coming up.
A finial is round and pointy, and to do that you do wood turning. To do wood turning you need a lathe. I don't have a lathe, so I'm going to make one. First of all though, let's just trim this down just a touch. Right, so the first test is, can I just even get it to spin? I mean, there's many hurdles at which we might fall. So I've got a nice little bit of metal here. That will go in there. Right, now for the other end, we need a hole in the middle. Ignore that. That was a previous one when the wood was bigger. But this end has got to be driven. It's got to be propelled by something. Now, I've already made the decision. It's one of two things. Either it's going to be the Bosch hammer, or it was going to be the leaf blower and wind propelled, which is, of course, absurd. So the Bosch hammer it is. Okay. So the bottom of it is going to be there.
So confident am I of success, I'm actually chalking out the shape of the round and the square bits of the finial. Absolutely mental.
Right, we're not out of the woods yet. So I've got this here. Maybe I should have angled that to sort of lean on. This is a huge, great big thing I bought ages ago. This is a cathedral grade building tool. It's gone a bit rusty, but I have sharpened that up.
I mean, in my defence, it's not looking too bad here. I did actually have a bit of a hack at it that you'll see that was not caught on camera. But the big problem I had was that the Bosch hammer, I couldn't get the button to stay down. So we had a predictable outcome as follows.
That is a lathe. So the question was, can you get a lathe for under £180, which is what 3 finials would have cost, that can fit a metre of wood? Well, £159 later, here it is. Gonna get in? Oh, look at that. Now, if this doesn't work, I'm going to have a bit of a rethink, I think. Okay, I think I'm going to get the wood. I think this will be fine if we just don't have so much of a, essentially an oscillation against it. Jesus. Thought that might happen. Right.
I think professionalism and high quality skills need to go rewarded. So how about giving the channel a like or subscribing or even clicking that bell? It really helps the channel and I greatly appreciate it.
Right, it's the next day. I think by anyone's standards we can agree that having the oak flying off the lathe, potentially chinning me in the process, was not a great outcome. So a few things are going to have to change. We're going to have to get this thing set far more sort of in a more sturdy manner. I've got an idea. I need to round the wood off a little bit better, I think, and I potentially need to put it on a slower speed. That could be a right pain. It involves unscrewing stuff and taking belts off and whatnot. Okay, actually, before I move it, it was quite trivial actually. All we had to do is loosen these bolts and shift that up, get the belt off, move it along. So according to this, get the contrast right, I've gone from 1750 to 720, so a slower spin might be okay. Let's try that. before I get off, or stable it will become. That felt like progress. It's not round. Get in there. Okay, so I've got this sort of first bit here at least is just about round. The reason why I had to take so much off is basically because I didn't really centre things very well. Okay, I'll learn from that next time. It's a lot of effort as well, I must say. Crazy amount of shavings everywhere. Right, got a bit of a technique going, and the key is to just go really lightly. To the corner here. Right, my battery went. Hope you didn't miss my speed wood turning. There we go. Now this needs to be a bit smaller because it looks a bit stumpy at the minute. So just going to do a bit of basic planing. I will trim that off at the top. That's not bad. Okay, create the drill holes, and I'm going to put one of my dowels in here. Good thing about owning a lathe is you can lathe things, obviously. But these dowels are a bit too big for the hole. I haven't actually got one of those big drill bits big enough. So I'm going to lathe it down. Watch this. Good enough. There you go, folks. Roof done. Lovely.
So I think it looks great. This is where we ended the last video, and I only decided to do one in the end, partly because I couldn't be bothered and also because I didn't fancy chinning myself again. Right, it's off to the map, and a new feature on Alex Builds is Alex attempts to get himself cancelled attempting accents from around the world. He says he doesn't see a flag on the map over Northern Ireland. Quite right. Time to get one on. And he says he's watching from Donaghaddy. Donaghaddy? How was that? Northern Ireland. He says he's looking. He asked me. He said, looking forward to you pronouncing that. Spot on.
Now, having a general tidy is not exactly YouTube content of the year, but this is what I'm going to focus on next. Basically, got a massive pile of stuff, and these scaffold platforms, which are still up from when I did the rafters. So if I could clear this space, I can actually store stuff in here. Most important of all, because I've got a new ride-on lawnmower coming, which was going to be my treat to myself once I had somewhere to store it. But here it is. I haven't seen it empty in ages, but that's good. God, look at that light flooding in. It's nice, isn't it? Right, going to have a bit of fun today. First of all, we've got a digger. Next up, we've got a skip. We've got 6 huge bags, what huge, 6 tons would that be, of topsoil. And best of all, a sunny day. And I'm going to be scraping all of this back, tidying it up. And I'm going to be doing some stuff with this stone. This is the next phase of the project, which is basically making it all look great. Make the barn great again. Mubaga. Mubaga, forget it. Right. Any day that involves a ride-on lawnmower is a great day. Slight problem is my lawn's now covered in rocks. But anyway, one step at a time. Look at that. People keep asking, what are you going to use a barn for? Yeah, storing this sort of stuff. Look at that. What a beaut. Things I love, little features, quite comical. Black alloys. Best of all, look at the steering wheel. It's like an Audi. If you ever drive like an sort of RS4 or something. It's got an RS4 style steering wheel. Right, this is a new problem. This is like an episode of Aussie Gold Hunters, which I enjoy. Things are always breaking. I've looked on YouTube. In theory, I can get this back on, but... Getting there. Was there anything there originally? No, did it all myself. Well, 4.5 years and counting.
Yeah? And counting.
A bit.
Right, no, I couldn't do it myself. So here's the expert. I like his general barn chat when he turns up. And basically you put a grease gun in, this is an electric one, and it pushes a cylinder out which raises the track. I sort of had figured this out, but I had neither the tools nor the confidence to do it.
His electric greaser run out of power. I did ask, is it possible, can you do it with like a little hand pump? And you absolutely can. This is obviously just saving a bit of effort, that's all. Right, one fixed track. Turned out the track was bust in the middle. A stone had gone through it and punctured out the sort of, there's like steel within the rubber, and it needed a new one. I was a bit worried I was going to have to pay for it, and they're about nearly £500 each, but I didn't. And I'm going to give a big shout out to Plant Hire for sorting me out with that and not charging me, because I think they could have done.
Next up on the Alex Builds repertoire, a bit of dry stone walling, not really working to a design, but I thought it might look good, and also I needed to use up all these stones.
Okay, that looks alright. So the aim is to basically scrape the top of the bank down so that it kind of meets the wall. I think this is going to look really, really smart. I'm now in two minds, like, should I actually have carried this wall on, but it's going to have to end somewhere, and there's still a big drop from there. So no, I think I'll stick with this. Right, something I've assumed, always dangerous to do so, is that the digger can easily lift a bulk bag of soil. Let's see. Right, now for my next trick, I'm going to crack on with this services and drains. Now, I had to go back to episode 13 to look for a pipe.
I didn't really have a very clear shot of this end, but as you can see, that is the corner. See at the right hand side, that's the trench blocks of the corner of the main section of the barn where I'm going to dig in a second.
So I think when I put it in, there was an up pipe, but I think maybe that got knocked off when I did the aggregate. That would explain it. Anyway, I can hook up to this, that's fine. I've just got to try now more carefully dig it out. Okay. Various bits of piping paraphernalia. So I'm going to start getting that installed. First I'm just going to scrape this area out here. Probably a way of doing this.
Let's just ignore the fact I sat on my spade. Right, we are back to the map, and it is a cancellation minefield here. You often hear me talking about the Boschhammer, my favourite tool. Well, look, I speak a bit of German. Well, I took 1 year of it at GCSE. And this is from Thomas, and he says, Ich komme aus Wittstock, Deutscher, in Bundesland Brandenburg in Deutschland. Shall I quit while I'm ahead? I think I should. Well, look, he gets a reply in German from Google Translate. And basically what he's saying is, He says he's from Wittstock-Dosse in Brandenburg in Germany, and he finds the videos very interesting and he admires how I've mastered everything and embraced the skills. Whereas I said, thank you, Thomas. Danke, Thomas. However, I'm not sure I've mastered anything. Thanks for watching.
Right, no sooner have I freshly mown my lawn, I'm going to now gouge a bloody great hole down the middle of it. Now that is one trashed garden. Okay, so we've got 100 metres of 240 metre cable. That'll give me loads of slack. And in a superb bit of foresightedness, not my own, I should add, my friend Phil, cheers Phil, suggested put in an underground, basically an Ethernet cable. I forget what he called it now. Cat 6, something like that. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's come from Belgium, and that's going in the ground as well. Okay, so the water comes to here, up past the corner, and Ethernet and electricity were sort of up here, with plenty of slack. Sort of coming halfway up the barn. Always going to involve a bit of raking, a bit of manual work. But this soil is lovely and loose. I was worried it might have got a bit wet. We had a bit of rain over the last couple of days, but it's all right. I'm just going to sort this bed out. I'm having second thoughts about this drain here. Least of all because I ran over it in the event. So, but it's just getting in the way, and I'm going to want to sort of like mow down this line, so I could actually do with it not being there. So the pipe is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bury that part of the pipe, I've decided. Just need to take a photo, remember where it is. But the good thing is, though, of course, I'll have the line of this bit of oak to remind me this time. Okay, not finished, but getting there. But it had to happen, didn't it? I've been a bit lucky. Did I hit the barn? Yes, I did. As I reversed out with a bucket with a bag of soil suspended, I caught this bit of oak and pulled it out, it snapped out. There's a bit of a snap in the middle. It's come out there, but I can screw it on easily. And I have dislodged a few tiles. That's not good, I know. I'll have to somehow repair those. But it's not catastrophic. I imagine it's going to involve no more nails or an equivalent. Oops. Okay, that's not bad, in fairness. That bloody root sticking up the middle, it's annoying me. All mental landscaping and diggers on this channel. Wild, UK native wildflower seeds plants. There we go. I mean, it looks a bit sort of lumpy, the surface. Don't worry about that. It's actually very flat. It's never been this flat before down here. You know, I'm talking like the old days where there used to be a pine tree and no barn. Oh look, the sun has come out. So, yeah, perfect germination conditions really. About 20 degrees this weekend. Rain on and off. It's spot on. And we've had good weather so far this April. So, you know, the soil will be warm enough. There we go. Easter weekend complete. Right, when I come to do the sides, all good. Problem is that this is leaning, and it's leaning from the bottom right to the top left. But I've got a few ideas how I can fix it, and they start with giving it a nudge with the avant. I mean, obviously this is dangerous, particularly if the whole thing falls down and I'm in the avant underneath. Don't think the whole thing is going to fall down though. By the way, my filthy spirit level does indeed show. Can you see the bubble? But to get it level, I've only got to take it that much at the bottom, so double that. So as I say, it does only need to move about an inch, half an inch, I'd say. Well, let's say an inch. Doable. Okay, good news. Good news. I've just gone to get my spray paint, which I'll explain. And plan A is now on the table. Third time I bought one of these. I've lost one, I've snapped one. It's a sledgehammer. I like these. So I would rather just be able to give it a little whack. I don't think this is going to work, I'll be honest. I think that is moving. Can you believe it? It is. The wood lat's coming out. Okay, well, that's good. Can you see that? If anything, it's gone a tiny bit over, but I think that's probably better than going under. Right, I think I've got that straightened out. Now, this is a mixture of laziness and absolute stupidity. So here we go here, we're at the back, and this one is because I adjusted it in the end. So I still haven't actually fixed that one in. But astonishingly, it's not alone. So okay, so there's one. Go around here. Okay, contrast. This one here just got a couple of screws at the bottom. So that's 2, 3. I added these ones in late, in fairness. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's astonishingly of all. These ones at the end. 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like I'm on a bloody death wish. So I'm going to finish those off now. Now we've had all the movement, I hope. Well, it should sort of sit in quite nicely. Right, it's Sunday, May the 4th. Do your own lame Star Wars joke. And we're going to be starting on the sides. But to start off with, I actually need to do a little bit of bricklaying because I'm going to do a course of brick, which may or may not be visible in the future, I don't know, to sort of give the cladding something to sort of frame against. Here's the bricks, by the way. These are all left over from the Mega Q. What's the Mega Q? Well, go and look at my videos and you'll see. It's my outdoor pizza oven type thing, which is back in use for the summer. Okay, I still need to finesse and finish this off. It's quite a quick job, but it adds up. Right, what we have here is a massive great pile of oak cladding. It's been here for quite a long time now. This nice yellow bit, I've only just exposed it, which is why it's like that, but you can see what colour it will go in time, this sort of silvery grey. Okay, just cut this to length. There's the offcut, so you can see the section. It goes like this, that's at the bottom. Well, it's that way around. Okay, so we've got a slight problem here. So you can see it's up against the brickwork, but as you go further down, it's not. And that's because it's kind of going out. See, it's got quite a bit of flex, this wood. So that needs to be further back. So I think I'm going to have to do an upright in the middle, something a bit stiffer. Oh, highly irregular, good tolerances that Alex built. Hola! Right, so working height becoming a little more problematic as we go, but looking good. A bit trickier. To be honest. Right, I'm making a sort of fairly decent fist of this, I'd say. The only thing is that it's a little bit gappy there, so I'm going to have to I'm going to call it beading it. It's not the right word at all. Same on this side, and now I've created a little frame. Ignore this crossbar in the middle. That's just to keep it in place. Right, we've had quite a lot of 2x4 on the channel. We've also had 2x6.
Where can you go from there? Where?
Answer 2x3. So the reason why I've got this is because I need to use it to kind of create frames for the oak. I may well plasterboard at some point, but I can't have this stuff exposed. So it means I've got to do my, not the least favourite, but one of my least favourite jobs is I've got to stain it. So I'm going to do that now. Right, there we go. Always seems to be a very sunny day when I do this job. There we go. So I've got 16 of those now, all available and ready. I'm thinking I might actually work with the diagonals. They're a little bit larger. Now this is going to be a bit fiddlier. I'd actually almost rather not. I think it could look quite good, in fairness. Okay, so we've now got a full triangle here, a full shape. Nice coloured stuff. Is it long enough? Oh, just. This is an offcut, by the way, so that's good. Right, I'm working up here on the balcony. Never work here. Let's give you a bit of perspective. Europe's biggest rope swing. And there's the barn. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, that looks good. The only thing is if you come at certain angles, you can see there's a bit of a gap. But I'll put a sealant on that later on. That's my plan for that. That'll be fine. Right, I've got a full Sunday ahead of me. The slight problem I've got is just an absolute amount of crap that fills this space so quickly. It's the same round the corner. Can't beat a good bonfire. I've got a good wind direction today. Basically not much of a breeze. It's sending it out sort of over that way into the wood, if anything. Right, these are my new coping stones. I assume this is the underside, because it shouldn't look like that. Let's have a look. Correct. Oh, that looked good actually. I like that. Matches the mortar. So a bit of obviously a gap, it's not level. Do you know, you won't believe this, I've had 2 complaints and it's not even. In fact, it's 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. When I tipped a bit of masonry on this bank is mine. Just then a lady came up and said, can you stop throwing rubbish in the wood? It's perfectly reasonable, in fairness. And then the bonfire created loads of embers. And somebody who lives over the other side came round, all very polite and well within their rights. And I genuinely feel quite bad when these things happen. So I could be going for the hat trick of complaint, because my neighbour on the other side isn't keen on noise at all. Understandably, but I've got to do it a bit. So if I get the old circular saw out, it's going to go down like a shit sandwich. So the less cutting I can do, the better. It's 11:05, no more complaints yet. I'm doing a whole hour without a complaint, which is good. It's good. So I'd like to take this opportunity to use the channel to say I think United Kingdom was robbed in Eurovision last night. I thought we had a brilliant song. Anyone American, you know what the hell I'm talking about. That's quite good already. Okay, so these are going in a treat. It's so much easier when you get them cut. Did quite a nice straight job actually. And he's tidying up still. Right, what do you think of that? It's pretty good, isn't it? Looking really good. I mean, this would make a spectacular window. There's no doubt about it, but it ain't gonna happen. I mean, I'm gonna clad this, but there's always the option, you know, at a later date to come back and do something different. But for now, I'm thinking speed and security.
Right folks, that's it for this episode. I never like cutting off episodes halfway through a job. Like the last one we finished the roof, but I had to push the finial into this one and so on and so forth. There's just so much going on at the minute. So many, I think, quite good jobs going on. So the good news is that there's actually kind of like a bonus episode, and I'm bringing the episodes out a little bit quicker than normal, every 3 weeks. So it's not the last episode next time, it's the penultimate episode where we're going to get the barn ready for completion. Then the big finale. Now, in the meantime, if you haven't already seen it, I did do another project over the summer and I actually finished it. So there's 3 episodes of my outdoor kitchen, also known as the Mega Q, with the usual array of cock-ups, including, but not limited to this.
What an idiot.
Or if you're new to the channel and you got this far, of course, there's about 32 episodes before this, so you can go right back to the beginning and catch up on the barn. But in any case, thanks for watching, and if you could give the video a like or subscribe, and if you leave me a comment, remember to tell me where you're from, you might get on the map. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.